Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with the next update for my project Level Up. This is a project that I started this year, and there is quite a few people who actually joined in already, especially on Instagram but here on YouTube as well. And the people who are here on YouTube I will have linked down below so you can check out their videos as well if you're enjoying this project. But basically this project entails of a few different levels. The first level is level 1, where your goal is to randomize a palette. Currently I'm working on the Novena palette. And your goal is to use every single shade once and hit one pan. Once you hit that goal, you level up to level 2, where your goal is to use every shade twice and hit 2 pans, and so on. There are a few more rules, but I would recommend you checking out the introduction video if you want to know all of it. But without any further ado, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just jump into the video. So before I actually show the palette, I want to show the swatches of it because I did completely forgot to swatch the palette in the introduction of this palette, so like last update, because yeah, I just forgot, and my goal is to show the swatches every time I switch the palette. So this is what the palette looks like. You can see there the shimmers are right here, so the top half of the palette is shimmers, and then you have the mattes. So that is what the palette looks like. And if you didn't know already, this is my level 2 palette. So my goal with this palette is to use every single shade twice and hit 2 pans, like I said. And yeah, I think we're just gonna get into it. So this is what my palette looked like when I introduced it. I already had 3 pans in this palette, so it was already a little bit loved but not loved enough. And my goal with this project is in general just to get more use out of my palettes and use every single shade and not just hyper focus on hitting pan. But I still love hitting pan, and that's why I also put in the pan element into this project. But like I said, that is where I was with my palette last month, and this is what my palette looks like today. So that is what it looks like, and I'm gonna have the comparison pictures up there so you can see, because I think it's gonna be easier for you to look at the comparison up there. So with this palette, or how I do it normally, is I go through every single shade and tell you how many times I've used each shade. But I'm gonna be honest, and I actually used every shade twice only, apart from the 2 that I hit pan on. So yeah, I've used every single shade twice, exactly apart from the 2 that I hit pan on. And I don't know if it's obvious in the picture, but the 2 shades that I did actually end up hitting pan on is the shade Summer right here, which is the first one I hit pan on, and then lastly we have Base, which is this one right here, which I hit pan on actually yesterday. So very close to this update, which is fine, and I'm actually filming this on the days going up as well, so very last minute, but I was really hoping I would be able to hit pan on this. I have mentioned it in other projects, but I actually got COVID. I'm basically recovered now. I have a bit of a cough still, but nothing bad. But just over a week ago I tested positive for COVID, and it did really hinder my progress this month because I lost about a week of makeup wear. But I think that's kind of why I only used every shade twice and not anything more. But that is the goal. I am happy with 2 uses, and I think the more we level up, I'm not going to use it loads of additional times, like certain shades. Maybe if it's like an easy shade, I might do that, but I am happy with 2 uses each. So that is kind of the overview, and I'm just going to quickly show you how many times I actually use Summer and Base. So Summer, like I said, is this gold right here, and on this swatch it is the second swatch, so it is that shimmer right here. It's really stunning. I really enjoyed wearing this, and I have used that one 7 times, and it took 7 times to hit pan on it. The second one is Base, which is the shade right here. Obviously it's just a cream shade. I use this mainly as a blending out shade and as like a brow one highlighter. I really like this, and I'm currently panning a cream shade in my Panda palette, my Modern Renaissance. This one is a little bit lighter though, so I quite like this, like I said, as a brow one highlighter. But yeah, I just wanted to focus on this one, especially since after I was sick I didn't really have a dip in anything, and I mean I could probably have hit pan on one of the shimmers too, but the Base shade was just more versatile, and I thought that would be my best bet to hit pan on something before this update, and that one took me 9 times to hit pan on. So that is my palette, and that means that I'm going to roll this out and I'm going to generate a new palette for level 3. But before I do that, I'm going to go through some of the looks that I did this past month using this palette, because yeah, I just like sharing that. I don't have too many looks exclusive using this, but I do think I have 1, and then a few more looks where I use some of the shades. Let's actually start with the one I'm wearing today, because I am wearing Celestial and Drama, which are the purple shimmer right here and then the really deep shimmer right here. Those were the only two shades that I had left to wear, and I'm wearing those two today. And then on the center of my lid I have the Jaded Glow shade in Unexpected, is topping, and then I have a few other crease shades and whatnot, but I used those two shades today. I've switched to the side so I can put some pictures, but this picture right here is just an easy one to show you. I think I actually used this palette on its own in this look, so maybe I actually have two looks exclusively using this palette. But in this look, in my crease, I'm wearing the shade Incense as well as Volatile in my outer corner, or like outer crease I guess, which are these two mattes right here. Then on my very outer corner I'm wearing Passion, which is this shade right here. And then for my lid I am wearing the shade Summer, which is the one I hit pan on. So you can see what that shimmer looks like. It's really pretty and it's quite a versatile shimmer because it could lean a bit more cool toned or warm tone depending on what you paired it with. So it was, like I said, a very versatile shimmer that I really enjoyed wearing. I am wearing something different on my inner corner though, but that is the main look. So like I said, I was wearing majority of this palette in this look. Here we have another look just quickly where I use Summer on my lid. I'm pairing it with Bloom from the Sultry palette, which is in my Pan Those Eyeshadows. And then I have a few other peachy shades. I think it is the peach shade from my NYX In Your Element Air palette, which is now depotted. As well as the Odin's Eye Elva palette in the shade Jasmine. I think those two are also in my crease. And then like I said again, Summer is all over my lid, so you can see again what it looks like in more of a warm tone setting. So here we have the second look where I just used this palette. In my crease I am wearing the shade Love, which is that pink matte shade. And then in my outer corner I'm wearing Drama, which is also the outer corner shade that I'm wearing today, which is this one right here. For my lid I'm wearing Celestial, again similarly to today. I really love this shade, but for the very inner corner, like inner part of my lid, I'm wearing the shade Wild Child, which is this pink shimmer right here. So that is this look, and again this is just using the Novena palette, kind of focusing on the purple and pinks. Then lastly we have this look right here, which is one where I actually only use one of the shades in this palette, and that is again the shade Wild Child, which is that pink shimmer. This is the second look I wore this one in, and I'm wearing that all over my lid, and again paired with Bloom from a Sultry palette, as well as some mattes, more kind of sandy tone mattes from my Modern Renaissance palette. And that, like I said, is my final look. So those are all of the looks that I want to share. So that means that I'm now going to roll out my Novena palette, and I'm going to open up my Tiny Decisions app, and I'm going to go ahead and roll in a new palette. So I have all of my palettes in my wheel and it should be up to date. I added in my newest palettes in here, so we can literally get anything. So let's go ahead and randomize, and it's going to be, what is it? My Magic Mini palette by Juvia's Place. That's actually going to be quite an exciting one because I already have pan on a lot of the shades in there, and I do really like that eyeshadow palette. It is a 16 pan palette though, so it's quite a large one, but I think it's going to be good to continue getting pans on that one. So I'm going to go ahead and get that palette and I will be right back. So here I have my Juvia's Place Magic Mini palette. Again, it is a really nice palette, but I already have quite a few pans in here. So this is what the palette looks like, and as you can see there's only 5 shades that I don't have pan on yet, so it's going to be a bit more difficult, and all of the pans that I don't have pan on yet are mattes. So having to hit 3 pans out of 5 is going to be difficult, especially since they are all mattes, and the Juvia's Place matte formula is very hard pressed, so we'll see how it goes. But to be honest, I think my game plan is obviously going to focus on this one because it is more of one of the easier ones. It is a little bit too deep for me to be a setting shade, but it's going to be a really nice first transition shade, and that's the shade Kessie. For the other shades, I was thinking about using Sakia because I think this is going to go really well with the shades in my Panda palette, but I think it might also, if it's too similar to Real Girl in the Modern Renaissance, I might skip over that one. But otherwise that's probably going to be my second focus, and then the other one is going to be using one of these two darks as an eyeliner probably, and that is going to be my game plan. But let me show you the swatches of the palette. This is what it looks like. So you have here the kind of top rows and then moving down to the bottom ones, and as you can see they are beautiful. This is actually a really nice palette. I think this is a really good mix between a springtime palette and an autumn tone palette, but it does actually say very much spring to me, which might be weird to some people, but it is just like that pop of bright colors, those pinks, those oranges, those like purples. that really says spring to me, although it has a few more deeper shades. But that is what the palette looks like. But like I said, my focus eyeshadow is probably going to be Kessie right here, which is the light shade. Then we have Sakia, which is that orange shade right here. And then probably either this purple, which is called Ife, or this one, the blue one right here, which is called Jade, I think. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. There are African names and I don't know how to pronounce them. But yeah, that is what the palette looks like. And that is going to be my palette for level 3. I'm expecting to stay in more than a month. Definitely, I have been able to roll out these previous palettes one per month, but this one is definitely going to stay in. I'm hoping to roll it out in 2 months, but who knows how long it's going to take. There is a lot of shades and I have to use every single shade 3 times, and I also have to use 3 pans on the mattes in here, which is going to be difficult. So we'll see how long it takes, but that is going to be the palette for level 3. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And otherwise, I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.